Garlic's Long History, a presentation by the Garlic Group, Biology 120A, Stephen Dyson, Miranda Hodge, Deborah Little, and Diane Paddock. Our group read Garlic and Edible Biography, the history, politics, and mythology behind the world's most pungent food, with over 100 recipes by Robin Cherry. This presentation will show the history of garlic, the legends of garlic, the science behind its use in cooking and medicine, and we will finally discuss how to cultivate and some culinary uses for garlic. Garlic was first mentioned in Egyptian medical texts written approximately 5,000 years ago, and it lists garlic as a cure for over 22 illnesses. In Israel, slaves were fed garlic to keep their strength up, and was mentioned in the Old Testament that they did not bring garlic with them to Egypt. Jews were encouraged to eat garlic on Friday nights to enhance their marital relations. And garlic has a place in Korea's founding, as well as in Japanese medical systems. In India, garlic was used as a universal remedy. It was used to fight infections, parasites, weaknesses, and fatigue. Nero, the Roman emperor, loved garlic, and he is credited with inventing aioli, which is garlic mayonnaise. Traditional Chinese medicine uses garlic as a cure-all, dating back to 2600 BCE. And the founder of Islam, Muhammad, recommended using garlic as a cure for over 70 different illnesses, even though it smelled. And at Salerno, which was his center for medical learning, they integrated all the teachings from the ancient text and said that garlic could be used to save people from death. Garlic and legends. During the Middle Ages, both Christians and Muslims associated the smell of garlic with evil. Most of this comes from the sulfuric smell of garlic and the thought that the devil smelled of sulfur. Garlic also led to some anti-Semitic views, as Jews used a lot of garlic and often smelled of it. Ancient Greek priests would not allow anyone smelling of garlic into their temples. This view came from the fact that travelers would sacrifice garlic to Hecate, who was the goddess of crossroads and magic. It was believed that any demons following the traveler would stop to eat the garlic. Garlic was also used to ward off evil. Ancient Sanskrit texts discuss garlic as a way of warding off evil, and ancient Egyptians had a similar view. Ancient Koreans would eat garlic before traveling in the mountains to protect themselves from tigers. And early sailors believed that garlic helped to protect them from shipwrecks. European runners and horseback riders would rub garlic on themselves to bring them luck. And during the plague in the Middle Ages, brides would sew garlic into their clothes, and this eventually associated garlic with love. Central and Europeans used garlic to ward off vampires, specifically in Romania, which is the home of Dracula, and the place of Transylvania. People would eat garlic often and smear it over their doors and windows to protect themselves. The widespread fear of vampires spread around Europe, leading to garlic use as a ward to spread. And many saints associated with combating vampires were also associated with garlic. Even Asian myths about vampires also use garlic as a ward against them. There are some scientific benefits of garlic. Medicinal use dates back to 2600 BCE in traditional Chinese medicine and has continued into today with many agencies using and prescribing garlic. The active ingredient in garlic is allicin and is produced when garlic is cut or crushed. And this is the compound that can help destroy invasive cells. Researchers aren't fully sure how the human body processes and uses the allicin, but research continues. Current research is done concerning garlic's effect on cardiovascular disease, cancer prevention, and its antimicrobial activity. Please look up the Linus Pauling Institute to see any more information on their current research of the benefits of garlic and garlic supplements. Here's some more information concerning some of the compounds and how they relate with allicin. In today's scientific realm, companies around the world are looking to garlic for its health benefits, and are looking of ways of using it and the compounds found within it to promote healthy living and to combat um, certain issues dealing with humans, whether it's baldness, um, infections, and other bacterial and viral issues. There are two main types of garlic. Those are soft neck and hard neck. Soft neck includes artichoke, silver skin, and creole, and hard neck includes porcelains, purple stripes, and the other varieties of purple stripes and Asiatics. Planting of garlic. There are more than 200 types of garlic around the world. Soft neck is known for its easy growing and storing well, whereas hard necks bring a more complex flavor and are closer related to wild garlic. What to do before you plant. In order to first begin planting, you must first choose which type of garlic you want to plant. Many of the plants are based on the taste buds of the region that is growing them. Garlic is predominantly an asexual plant. Garlic is cloned from planting individual cloves of a bulb. One clove yields a duplicate bulb. Growing of garlic from the bulbils takes about 2 years and can promote a healthy, disease-resistant garlic. Garlic is also a natural insect repellent for gardens because of their sulfuric compounds, and it is important to rotate crops to maintain disease resistance. The planting of garlic typically falls between September 15th and November 30th for the harvest for the following summer. First, you want to test the soil to determine the pH, nitrogen, and phosphorus levels. In a well-cultivated, well-drained, nutrient-rich soil with a pH between 6.4 and 6.8 with 2 to 3 inches of compost and manure, you're going to separate the cloves into the bulbs before planting. Plant the garlic 2 to 4 inches below the dirt, depending on the climate, and approximately 6 to 8 inches apart. Place a teaspoon of bone meal in with each clove. Garlic requires ample sunlight and a weed-free environment. Cover with clean hay or mulch to protect over the winter. And garlic requires great soil to start. Easiest way of growing garlic is separating and planting the garlic cloves. You need to plant many varieties of garlic as possible. This will help be the best way to grow the garlic. The second way is to grow garlic by planting the garlic from the bulbils. Bulbils, according to Robin Cherry, are the clones of the mother plant. Bulbils are inexpensive ways of growing the garlic. And the third way is to grow garlic from seed. Growing from seed will help increase the genetic diversity, improve the vitality, and eliminate viruses existing in the current plant stock. Some recommend soaking the cloves in rubbing alcohol for 3 to 4 minutes to kill any pathogens and to remove the skin. This is how the author of the book prescribes growing. Other people, however, say that the clove skins should stay intact, and this can help protect them from infection. While they're soaking, you want to prepare the garden bed for planting. You will dig a furrow that is appropriate for the region that you live. You're going to place the pre-soaked or unsoaked garlic in the furrow, spacing 6 to 8 inches apart. The garlic cloves are planted end down and point end up. The garlic 2 inches deep and 6 to 8 inches apart. You're going to cover them with 6 to 8 inches of mulch. You can mulch with shredded leaves, dried grass clippings, straw, compost, manure, or seaweed. Do not water the plant after June 1st because they need to dry out in order to be ready for harvesting and curing. With planting the garlic between September and November, they need time to establish the root before freezing. Once frozen, you want to place the straw on top to prevent an early thaw. Remove the straw from the shoots as they emerge in the spring to aid in thawing and encourage the growth. Leaving the hay in place also reduces the weeds. You want to provide nitrogen and other nutrients if the soil needs enhancements with manure tea, kelp, fish and foliar spray. When the scapes grow 10 inches and start to curl, cut them off, redirecting energy down to the bulb. Plants require 1 inch of water per week. Garlic is a natural bug repellent, so it can help keep away aphids, cabbage worms, slugs, leafhoppers, and worms of the other vegetables in the garden. Do not plant next to beans, peas, or asparagus. Planting the garlic next to them will make these plants smaller than normal. You do want to plant them near fruit trees to keep the bugs that feed on the tree away from them. A potential growing issue with garlic, it is important to plant the garlic is to rotate them with non-alum crops in order to reduce the likelihood of disease and pest infestation. The most serious disease that can affect garlic is white rot. If garlic is replanted year to year in the same place, there may be an increase buildup of the pests and other issues that can affect the garlic. There are 3 different ways of harvesting the garlic, but you do want to dig the bulbs out carefully, ensuring that the stalk and the bulb remain intact. Damaging the stalks can prevent the bulbs to rot. The first harvest, take some of the garlic out in early spring for young garlic scallions. You can also harvest the scapes in June, the scapes of the curly stems on hard-necked garlic. And the third harvest is digging up the bulb themselves between July and August. 3/4 of the leaves on the stalk should be brown by that time. You want to treat the garlic with great care. You want to clean the bulbs by brushing and washing the dirt off and trimming the roots down to 1/4 inch. You want to let them cure for 2 weeks in a ventilated shed away from sunlight in bundles of 10 to 12. And then you want to store them in 60 to 70 degree Fahrenheit. You never want to place garlic in the fridge. Obviously, most people associate garlic with cooking. There are many recipes that call for garlic. Some ask for a whole head or more than a head, while others might call for a small measured amount or a certain number of cloves. Some different ways that you can put garlic in different recipes are peeled garlic, minced garlic, mash up the garlic into a paste, roasted garlic, or a puree of roasted garlic. Garlic is commonly used in dips and sauces as well as condiments. It's also placed on bread, pizza, and pasta, and used in salad and salad dressings. There are many appetizers that call for garlic, as well as poultry, vegetarian, and side dishes. Garlic is even used in some desserts. Here's a recipe for the glamorous garlic guacamole, which was included in the book. The book wraps up with approximately 100 different recipes on garlic, and this was one that was chosen. You want to pair the guacamole with taco chips. As you see, here's a picture of the made guacamole. Our conclusion: as our group read this book, we all found out garlic has more storied past than we could have ever imagined. We all came to better understand and value the plant. Hopefully, after this presentation, you have a better understanding of garlic and its history, and you appreciate it more as we do. First page of the bibliography. Second page of the bibliography.